Welcome to this Circler.World webinar. For those who don't know me yet, my name is Mariska Verwoerd. I am the LCI web lady and I'm from Lady Circle, the Netherlands. And as your web lady, Circler.World is one of my main responsibilities. This is the second webinar I'm hosting for you. Last year in June, I've hosted my first webinar, and this webinar served as a basic training on how Circler.World works. And during that session, I explained how the directory works and the platform's different levels, how to add users and board functions, and I also showed you how to send out mailings and how to create polls. So it's good to know that you can still watch this previous webinar on our YouTube channel. But during this webinar today, we will focus on creating events in Circler.World. This is a module with many different features that can be very helpful when you want to promote your local or national events. And as you might know already, it is possible to create 4 different types of events. We have announcements, closed activities, open activities, and sales. And during this webinar, we will run through each of them step by step, and afterwards it will be possible to ask me your questions. So we will begin with the announcement. An announcement can be created if you simply want to refer to a website or maybe a Zoom link. In such cases, people don't have to register or buy a ticket in Circler.World itself. And this is an example of an announcement. I have created this activity last year for the LCI AGM in Casablanca. And it is basically just a short text with an image, and you can add the start date, the end date, location, and refer to the main website where they can register or buy tickets. So in this case, there's no need to register or sell tickets via Circler.World, and it could sometimes just be enough for now. So how do we create an announcement? I will first show you how to get there. When you are in the members area, you will first have to select the right level. And once you're there, you click on the admin button. So on this case, let me see, I would like to create an event on international level. I go to LCI level and click the red admin button over here. In the menu on the left, you will see activities. And when you click it, there will appear a list of the activities that have been previously created. We click on add activity to create a new one here on the right. And this is where you can choose the type of activity you want to create. We will start with the announcement. So we click on select on the button below. See over here. And now we have a simple two-step setup to complete. Step 1 is details and step 2 is share. This is a very simple type of event with just a few options. So here you can fill in the name of the activity and then give it a description. You can fill in the date, the time, and the location. And here below, it's also possible to set a date for the invitation email. And there are a few extra options for if you would like to add an image, add speakers, enable comments, etc. So once you have completed this first step, you can click on next. And a second step will appear, which is called share. Here you can determine who gets to see the activity and who will get to be invited. In sharing options, you get to choose on which level you want your event to be visible. So this could be on club level, on national level, and on international level. But you can even share it with all Roundtable family members. So next you can decide who you would like to invite. You can add different groups or functions. You could select, for example, all presidents, all club secretaries, but you can also type in individual names. And the people that will receive an invitation will appear on the list on the right. So when you're done, you click on finish and you have created your first announcement. So when we go back to activities, you will see that your new announcement will appear on the top of the list. You can modify it here by clicking on action and then on manage. And you can change the information that you've previously entered, the text, the description, any other details. But as you can see, we have a couple of new options here on the right. You can add any documents or reports, or you can send an update to your guests. But it's good to know that you can also convert your announcement to another type of activity for when you would like to open the registration in a later stage. So if you do want to sell tickets. So now let's take a look at the closed activity. A closed activity is a lot similar like an announcement, but it's used when you need the participants to register within Circler.World. So it's ideal for events when you need to know who will attend, such as a statutory meeting or an online event. You are now looking at the event that I've created for today's webinar, but now we have two buttons below where people can choose from. They can click on register or on not attending. And now we also have a guest list on the right, where you can see how many people have registered and how many people have been invited. So to create a closed event, we go back to activities, we click on add activities again, and this time we click on select here below closed event. As you can see, that looks very similar to the announcement, but now we have 3 steps to complete instead of 2. So let's see, where's something went wrong in my presentation. Sorry. Okay, we now have the 3 steps: details, share, and reminders. So the first step, details, is familiar. Again, you add the title, date, time, and location. But what is new here is the part called registrations here on the right. So here you can define a date range for when you would like the registrations to be open. And if necessary, you can set a price for a no-show fee. Once you have completed this step, you click on next to proceed to the second step called share. And this step is exactly the same as what we just discussed at announcements. So we'll move to the third step called reminders. So here you can select a reminder pattern to decide if you want to send an invitation, if you would like to send a confirmation email maybe, and you can also choose if you would like to send out any reminders and how often. So normally you only get to see the default pattern over here in the list, but it's good to know that you have the option to create your own reminder pattern. To create your own reminder pattern, you will need to navigate to a different part of the admin area. We go to the menu on the left, we click on settings, we go to activities, and once you're there, you can see the button reminder patterns. Over here, you can adjust one of the existing patterns by clicking on actions and manage, or you can create a whole new one by clicking on a new reminder pattern over here on the top of the page. So you can activate or deactivate several options, and you can choose how many reminders you would like to send and when. Okay, so once you've created your new reminder pattern, you can select it here on the list. You click on finish and you have created your closed activity. Well, your event will appear on the top of your list again, where you can manage it. And what is new here is you can see the list of the scheduled and the sent mailings. And now you have a guest list where you can see who has registered for your event. So it's now time to go to the next type of events, the open activity. And as we proceed clicking through all event types, you will see that each event type is slightly more advanced than the previous one. So what is new here, and when do you need to create an open activity? As we've just seen, creating a closed event is useful when you want to know if someone will be attending or not. You simply need a yes or no. And an open activity is very useful if you want participants to register for various segments of your event. For instance, you might want to know if attendees will join you for lunch or dinner, or perhaps a party afterwards. So this format allows you to collect more specific details about their registration. So how do we create an open activity? As you can see, we have now 4 steps to complete. We have details, options, share, and reminders. And when we compare it to a closed activity, Only step 2 options is new here, so we can skip the other steps for now and focus on this second step. So this is the second step options. Here you can add the different segments of your event. For example, we can fill in lunch, meeting, dinner, and over here you can set the price. Additionally, you can manage the capacity of each segment by setting a maximum number of registrations or stock. For example, if you indicate that there are only 100 seats available for dinner, the system will automatically mark it out as out of stock once 100 people have registered. And another useful setting is the maximum per contact here on the right. If you set it to 1, it requires all members to register individually. And so they are not able to register a group. So this ensures a more detailed and accurate guest list, as each participant must sign up separately. And now we go to our last option, which is called sale. And this one can be useful if you want to sell one or more products. And over here, you see a sales activity of Lady Circle Iceland. They basically use it as their web shop. So they sell their merchandise to their members via this sale option. So you can add your products one by one, and you can add the prices, the images, and the stock. So we will now create a sales activity. So we go to activities and we click on sale over here. So now we have 3 steps: details, shares, and reminders. And below on the right, instead of registration period, we now have to fill in the start and end date for the sales period. And again, the steps share and reminders are exactly the same as the other event types. But at the end, there's a new button. Instead of finish, there is a button that will complete the first step, which is called Save and Add Products. So here you can create your products one by one by clicking the button New Products. So we'll click it over here. And here you can fill in, you can add on new products, you can fill in the name, description, and the stock of the item. And you can also add a photo of the product. So we now have discussed all types of events. That means we have come to the end of our Circler.World webinar. I hope you've gained new insights and feel inspired to set up events on your own. I would like to recommend you to visit our YouTube channel also for other more useful Circler.World tutorials. And there are also a few there about creating events. So thank you very much for your attention, and I will now stop the recording.